thoughts on Succession? He says, as of us recording, it finished today. So
I watched last night. I've seen some stupidity on Twitter of people who hate the ending.
Is there even like division?
Like I saw a cast photo that someone posted, like, "Hey everyone, thanks for watching the show. This is like the whole cast together, like taking." And then the comments under it were like, "The ending sucked." I'm like, "Wow, guys, you guys are such fucking asshole." Of course, it's people with like blue verified check marks.
Of course,
who, like,
it's on Twitter.
$6 a month, you know? Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a bunch of morons, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, ignore the morons. The ending was fucking great. It ended exactly the way it needed to. The ending was perfect. I was very satisfied with the ending.
Feature length, like an hour and a half of goodness. Just giving you
very
a little moment with all the characters, especially fleshing out the main three kids and their conflict. It's just everything. Everything was in character. It was exactly like anything you could want.
Yeah. I don't see it ending any other way. You know, like the way it ended. Like, that's pretty much
what do
how it
people
should
want?
end.
Like a big like death or a big like action.
I think a lot
like,
of people just like misinterpreted the show and they saw it as like, oh, this Kendall guy, he's gonna like fuck everyone up. He's gonna like, but that's like not what it's not that kind of show. It's not like a Kendall bro show. Like, yeah, dude, he's gonna take them all. Like, it's not that kind of show.
Yeah,
at all.
with the grind set montages and stuff. Like, he's gonna get the deal this time. Yeah, no, it's really not about that.
No, people just like they just miss the point of the show entirely. I will say, I like the finale. I just saw that Better Call Saul finale like last year. That was I probably liked that one a bit better as a finale. I felt like more satisfied with that one. But at the same time, like Succession, like there were so many good episodes this season. I don't think they could have topped like some of the best ones. Yeah. Like there were some really good ones. So it's not like the best episode of Succession or anything, the finale, but I was like happy with it. Like that's a good way to wrap it up. Yeah,
overall it's the best season and definitely like brings it home the exact way you'd want because it couldn't have really gone on much longer than 4 seasons in my opinion. Like at a certain point the structure of having like each season is like a big deal and the fun kind of comes from the backstabbing of the family and like the title of like who's gonna take over Logan Roy and run the company, and they kind of stretch that just about as far as it can, and take it to its logical extremes in that 4th season especially. I've seen like every one of the episodes apart from this latest one like 2 or 3 times because I'm in love with that dialogue and I love the grayness of the characters and
that attention to detail. There's a lot of details you pick up on the second time. There's just like so much. Like, it's funny this is like a mainstream successful show because I feel like so much of it goes over people's heads, like what they're talking about, even the business angles of like certain things, the deals. But that's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because you like the characters and they are like compelling characters and like sort of sympathetic to a certain extent. They're kind of shitty as well.
Yeah,
but they do a good job of
that's kind of what's fun
yeah.
about it, It's like coming up with these situations where you do empathize with them and just exploring like how this succession, it's almost like Shakespearean in a way where it's like set up like instead of the king and queen framing, it's like the company.
It's kind of like
a
Greek tragedy.
Yeah, definitely. And all the enjoyment for me comes from these like tense relationships where everyone's backstabbing each other and like trying to figure out who can come out on top, and just the gross way this patriarch at the top of this company is kind of like just the gross like result of his dedication to building up this like megacorp and all the like all the crossovers with reality and like taking little hints of inspiration from like Rupert Murdoch and like just
the Trump family.
This whole space of like it's just genius framing. I think just taking like a company that's kind of mimicking like kind of Fox News and a bunch of this like new emerging tech stuff and streaming space and this like division with old media and like pre-established newspapers and TV networks like clashing with Silicon Valley and social media companies tech. And there's this recurring character in later season 3 and 4 played by one of the Skarsgårds who's like
he's
this
one of my
douchey,
favorite parts of the show,
Swedish like tech bro guy and that's
I
where
thought
a
he
lot
was
of like
so
the
great
humor
in the
comes
show.
from.
Yeah,
he was like a
I love
fantastic
that
character. And the more they reveal about him, not only is like funny, but it's like really dark and fucked up.
Yeah, but he's like a great antagonist character. Like he is really intimidating. Because you get the sense like he could eat them all up like whenever he wants. Yeah, he's a very intimidating presence. And yeah, I love the way like Alexander Skarsgård played that character, almost like a detached like weirdo. Yeah, It worked great. Like, I love
amazing
that
parody. I love that dialogue. I love the cringe humor. Jesse Armstrong, the creator of the show, created Peep Show, one of my favorite sitcoms, like a British sitcom, which is just the master of like cringe, horrible, awkward humor. One of the best episodes this season is actually I can't really say it without spoiling. Let's just say that there's like cringe comedy in Peep Show that is like rivaled by this show, and I just think, finding a way to get that cringe comedy in, but also have like the drama work as well. And there's so many like great lines that I'm always quoting, like the hyper decanting and just dumb shit like that. Like there's so much like depth, and I just feel like everything about it is just these characters. And Kendall Roy to me is like one of those great protagonist characters. I think he's like such an interesting like shell of a guy, like, and his journey through the 4 seasons is like so kind of pathetic and clawing, and the ups and downs of like where he goes, and the bittersweet nature of how it ends is like, this is perfect, this is everything it needed to be. Just fantastic. And they kind of upped the game with the music as well, I felt like, in this season.
The music's always great. It's one of the best things about it.
I absolutely adored this. I think, this will just be on my regular rotation, probably, like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a great show. Absolutely. I'm glad they went out on top. And it didn't get like too repetitive. Yeah. Yeah. Like the cringe humor, there's like, Kendall rapping or whatever in season 2. You can like bring that up. Yeah. This shit like that. Yeah, I loved it. I loved the ending. No real it's like when The Sopranos ended, people were critical of that, but at the end of the day, people like the show. They'll watch it anyway. And it's just like one episode. It's not like such a disastrous ending like the Game of Thrones finale was.
And also, like, I didn't have that same experience finishing The Sopranos. Like, I didn't find it, because it's such like one of those pop culture things. I feel like just knowing that the end of The Sopranos is controversial, that kind of going into it with that mindset already doesn't even make it that. It has like a different impact, I think.
It's a very fitting ending to that show.
Yeah, it felt like kind of a cool ending to me. Like quite a clever.
And that's how I felt about this ending. It was very fitting how it ended. It might not make everyone happy, but it pretty much hammers home the themes and message of the show.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know like what people were expecting. Were they expecting more of like a happy?
They were expecting Kendall to have a big bro moment and to win the day, and it's like
really like a Game of Thrones finale where everyone just gets everything.
Well, I saw like people were comparing it like to the whoever who gets the CEO at the end of Succession. They were comparing it to like Bran, like at the end of Game of Thrones. Okay. But it's not that way at all.
No,
it's not even close to the same.
To me that it was going to be Kendall. It was more just like, how are we going to get there? Or like, he was in the lead, and man, I'm kind of dancing around like the details. So everyone should just watch this. But amazing.
This is not the same show. Yeah, it's nothing like that Game of Thrones ending. Yeah, that was super unsatisfying.
No, it's not like a doesn't
that
betray
will
anything.
go down as just that will go down as just one of the worst endings ever. Like there's no controversy about that.
It was interesting. Like
everyone's in agreement with Game of Thrones.
Like 6 months ago or something, I was just thinking about the end. That's right, because I rewatched Game of Thrones. That was it. And I got to that last season and just gave up. And then I was like, I'm gonna go listen to the Sardonicast discussion we had on this, like when it was fresh, when it just dropped. And I was listening to like, man, there was still like a little tinge of hope like in me when we recorded that. It like hadn't quite hit me like how truly atrocious that last season is, but man, I can't even finish it now. Like it's that embarrassing. Man.
I've been rewatching it too. I don't know what I'll do when I get to that part. I might just shut it off.
There's just a point where you've just kind of got to stop and just let the imagination take over, because
just like read the books.
As much as you can.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I guess that's all.
Yeah, do you think you'll check it out, Adam?
I will.
Finish it one day?
I will finish it. Knowing that it has an ending that I'm already over halfway towards reaching is giving me a bit more motivation to finish it.
Yeah. Because it's pretty brief. It's only like 10 episodes a season.
Yeah. I'll just pick up where I left off. I was a little bit into season 3.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, you can do that. All right, great. Tight.